Last time on EXCX Pacific Northwest Adventures, we finally make it to Seattle, our main destination and main goal of this whole trip. We come across some great campgrounds and decide to do the tourist thing and try to cram as much of the Seattle vibes as we can in our trip. Awesome Airbnb, but we ended up having a little snag in the trip that was pretty heartbreaking, but we managed to power through and it's off to more adventures. Stay tuned.
Out in the wilderness, 'cause we're adventurers. Adventure time.
Well, guys, after a dope, amazing hike, we get back to my Jeep and someone busted my window out and went through, but the only thing that they took was my garage door clicker, and I don't even live in Seattle. So unless they plan on making a journey down to Vegas, good for them. But yeah, so now we are in Seattle with a busted out window.
Everything else is intact.
Everything else
all
is
of the
intact,
equipment in the back is perfect.
But they completely blew a hole in my window, pulled it out, and
just went through everything.
I mean, we've got the Midland radios and all that kind of stuff, and of course we still had some of our gear in the back and, you know, rooftop tent. But they didn't touch anything.
Everything looks fine.
They didn't touch anything, but they just went through and made this journey a little bit more interesting and more of an inconvenience. Well, guys, we are back at the Airbnb. Sharice once again is whipping up some amazing food. It's smelling delicious in here. So update with the craziness that happened after, you know, this amazing hike, this awesome, fiery, beautiful, scenic hike. They ended up not taking anything. I thought that they had taken my garage door clicker, but come to find out, I was, you know, sifting through my stuff to see, you know, if anything was taken, and the garage door clicker was right next to the seat. It had slid underneath the seat. So they took nothing. They just busted my window, went through some stuff, and that's it. So we were originally going to be planning on when we you know, where we're going next, but now we've got to, you know, wake up a little bit earlier, and I got to make a couple phone calls to see if we can get this window fixed before we hit the road. Hopefully it's, you know, they can fix it within the morning, because, you know, we're coming from Seattle, got to go through Portland, and Portland is not the driest of places as you've seen in previous videos, and so you need a window. But hopefully they can get us in, you know, in the morning or tomorrow. If not, you know,
yeah, in the afternoon.
In the afternoon, because if not, you know, if it gets any later, it's gonna be a struggle. We're gonna have to be back in the planning mode, back in the improvisation mode, figure out what's going on, because we've got a short window. If we are trying to leave tomorrow to start heading back down, we need the window fixed, you know, no later than 1.
Yeah.
So
otherwise we might be spending day 3 and 4. I mean, in Seattle.
In Seattle, somewhere.
Our road trip was like,
yeah,
I mean, like 15, 20.
Yeah, like we had planned a 12-day in total trip, and taking our time kind of going around. But, you know, now it's like, okay.
At this point, we're like,
hey, yeah, we got to make it back by Cinco de Mayo. We need Cinco de Mayo. Maybe I'll even record that, just so you know that we made it to Cinco de Mayo. But what can you do? You know, yes, it is a very, very, very strong inconvenience, and puts a little bump in the trip. But we've had a incredible trip.
We're grateful
up here.
regardless.
Yeah.
Nothing was taken. It's just the window. We're fine.
Yeah.
We had an amazing day today. Raw is knocked out.
Raw's
had
over
an
there.
amazing
Knocked out. He's been enjoying himself beyond
yeah.
meeting new dogs, friendly dogs, playing out, smelling the smells, seeing the seas, taking cute pictures and all that. So it's been a great trip up to Seattle. We will definitely be back. If you know anybody in the Seattle area or Washington area that is selling land, please let us know, because that is what we are interested in purchasing in the near future, is some land to come back up here. But anyways, guys, we're gonna get ready to eat. I'm gonna finish this whole bottle of wine so I don't go out and lose my mind. But we will update you guys on what happens tomorrow. And yeah, as I keep saying, the adventure continues.
Yep.
All right, guys. So finally, I got through to somebody that's gonna do the window, even though I have some plexiglass on there. But found someone that's able to put it on now. They already ordered the window, Mopar window, and yeah, let's go get that done. All right, guys, we got the window fixed. We are back in business. Quick work. They got me in fast. They had the part ready to go. Awesome, guys. I'll put the link or their website in case anybody ever comes to Seattle and needs a window fixed. But great, guys. Time to head back to the house and start packing things up and roll into our next destination. And what I've noticed about Seattle is the streets are pretty small, and I think I've got the right size Jeep for this, because I can navigate really well through here. Little tight turnarounds. Oh, that's cute. Kids on the swing over there. Little tight turnarounds and very tight quarters in the streets. So I think the Jeep is ready for Seattle. I think we're pretty prepared to come back, move up here. I think I'm just gonna have to get my windows tinted, or maybe even some bulletproof glass. Guys, we are rolling out from our Airbnb. Such a great, cute, cozy spot. The host was super accommodating to everything. I mean, he even brought out a shop vac to help me vacuum the Jeep, get all the glass out of here. So he is awesome. Super nice guy. But we are headed out, more adventure. Now it's time to make our way back down to Las Vegas, and that's going to be an adventure in itself.
Yes.
But today we're still going to kind of, take it easy. It's only 12:12 here right now, so we're going to just enjoy ourselves, enjoy the little bit of Seattle, and then go to our next spot. Out here, and I had to stop by the Jimi Hendrix statue right there, but the disrespect that they did with that, it's not cool. But nonetheless, made it. Beautiful day. Well, it's officially time to head out of Seattle. Before we left, we wanted to drive around and soak up as much of Seattle as possible. And once again, it was another beautiful day. The whole time we were up in Washington, it was sunny, partly cloudy, but perfect temperature. And to give us a nice send-off, we finally got to see all of Mount Rainier. It was a beautiful way to wrap up our Seattle trip. Our next part of the journey is taking us to Crater Lake. The day before, we decided to go back to the campground American Heritage to get a little rest, to eat, and so this morning we got up to head to Crater Lake. And let's see what kind of adventures we have on this part of the trip. There's snow. We're starting to see a lot more snow because we are going up in a higher elevation, so hopefully that doesn't hinder our chances of seeing Crater Lake. The scenery changed so much while we were driving. It went from lush green trees and lake views to snow, and the opposite side of the road was completely dry forest desert. It's kind of wild. Here's where things get a little interesting. So we were on our way to Crater Lake, and this is the road that takes you to Crater Lake, and as you can see, it's nothing but snow. Well, guys, we made it to our camp spot. We are at Williamson River Campground, and since it is the off season, it's free. Normally it would be $10, and that's extremely cheap for this awesome campground. And if you have a national parks pass, then it's $5. But since
it's located right outside of Crater Lake, about like an hour and a half.
So we had planned on going to Crater Lake before we got here, but the path that my GPS took me was like the backside, and it was completely snowed in. The road was closed, so we were going to go to the other side of it, but it was probably another hour and 40 minutes, and then we would have to shoot back up this way to the campground. So we just decided to scrap it, and maybe next time we'll see Crater Lake. But this time we just wanted to get to our campground, relax. You have a nice fire pit, great view over
Clean bathrooms.
Clean bathrooms, and very, very peaceful. It is dry. It is more of the desert kind of vibes. We have officially gotten out of the moist rainforest, moss everywhere kind of weather, but it is very, very pleasant. But we're just gonna chill for now, and then start whipping up some dinner and get another good night's sleep, because we did get up pretty early today to head here. It was about a 6-hour drive back down from Olympia, Washington to here. So we are a bit tired, but the journey continues. We'll check back in with a little dinner, because I think Sharice might make a little cornbread and maybe some brownies and maybe even some popcorn. Ooh-wee. So I never talked about our power station that has been keeping us charged up this whole entire trip. This is the Rockman 200 by Paxos. I'll put the link down in the description. But it has several plugs for USB for your phone. Even I think this is a lightning cord for maybe like an iPhone 12 or something like that. You've got your AC out right here. I can flip it up. There, that's what we were supposed to be plugging our coffee maker in, but the wattage was too much. You've got your AC cord, so you can charge this while you're driving. That's actually what we did, was we plugged this in, put it on the front seat, and charged our phones. And then this is Paxos 4-panel solar charger. This is, I believe it's 150 watts. It folds up nicely. 120 watt by Paxos. Awesome setup. You can, if you don't have the power bank and just want to get the solar panels, you can get those, and you can also charge all of your equipment as well. This actually comes in a combo pack, so both of these come together if you did want that. These power banks, they go up to a bigger wattage, of course, if you wanted the bigger one. We might actually invest in a bigger one of these, but this is such a great compact setup. When this is folded up, it's super thin, very low profile, and this has been fantastic this whole trip. I mean, it's kept my drone charged, our phones charged, USB, different adapters and Bluetooth and things like that. It's been awesome. Absolutely love it. And I think everybody should grab a power bank for a long journey, or even just for a weekend trip, so you don't have to worry about keeping your stuff charged or having other little charger batteries laying around trying to keep charged. But this is a great setup. Love it. So we got the rooftop tent set up over here. Sharice is cooking it up once again. She's making stuffed peppers, and over here she's got cornbread in there. Dutch oven cooking. Also, some brownies that we will be partaking in tonight. All right.
Almost there.
We almost there. So yeah, the good eating continues. No slack in good eating happening over here. But it's a beautiful evening. I don't even think we'll need to close up the tent tonight. This is probably the first time where we don't even need to close it up because it is so nice out right now, even in the shade. Normally in the shade, it feels a little cooler, but
I take my hoodie off.
it's perfect. I've got the windows open on the tent, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful evening. It's 5:30, so it's still early. I'm going to put my feet up. Oh yeah. For those that remember, on our Utah camping trip, Charisse made these, but she made them with quinoa.
And a different sauce.
And a different sauce. This time she made it with rice.
And ground beef and bell pepper, onion.
Oh, the Dutch oven. Dinner is served. I can't wait. The next morning we got up really early because we had a lot of ground to cover. We finally made it to California and the views were gorgeous. In the distance, we saw Mount Shasta, and as we got closer and closer, it just looked like a painting. Didn't even look real. Looked like a backdrop to something. So we got up early to leave our camp spot. It was such a nice evening. We thought that, it's going to be a pleasant night, but it was freezing, and we didn't take our heated blanket up there with us. It got down to 30 degrees. So we got up this morning around 5:30, 5:45 and got out of here. But as we're driving, we finally see Mount Shasta. So amazing. Wow. So onward to our next campsite. We are, of course, in California now, and I think we're about 3 or 2 hours away from our next camp spot. We're up bright and early, so we haven't even had our coffee yet. We decided just to hit the road. So, thank you guys. Wow. Our GPS was taking us this other route, which seemed fine for a little bit until the snow started to get a bit thicker as we went higher and higher. Here's where it gets interesting. Now to some, you guys might think, you guys just could have gone around the snow. But that was a sheer drop off to how many feet down below, we don't know. But I didn't want to chance it. Decided to air down to maybe give me a little bit more traction going over the snow. So yeah, that was the road we were supposed to be going up. Alright guys, so I aired down to get past the first section of snow. The GPS, it seems like it's taking us like over the mountain to the camp spot, but that patch back there, I walked on it and it's got to be at least 4 feet deep of hard packed down snow. So we're going to be cruising back down and seeing if there's another route. Not sure why the GPS gave us this route, because these roads are pretty much impassable unless you
got chains.
Not even, I don't even know about chains. Maybe if you're those guys, the story till now that gets stuck in the snow all the time. But I'm not those guys, and I don't have those kind of rigs. So we're just gonna go back the way we came down and figure it out from there.
Find a new route.
Seems
Seems to be the theme of this road trip.
Seems to be the theme. We're about to go back through the patch of snow that gave me a little trouble. Let's see if we can get back through it.
Boom, baby.
Boom, there we go. Regardless of having to backtrack, it was nice to see this view and the backside of Mount Shasta. Onward to our next spot, and unfortunately, once again, it didn't turn out how we thought it would be. So we decided to go back to one of our favorite spots, and I think we made the right call. So after the crazy long journey here, we were going to go to a campsite that we saw that was a little bit up on the mountain, a little bit different view and scenery. But when we got up there, it was closed. Now, that's been kind of the story of the whole trip up north. There's a lot of things have been closed. Not sure if it's due to COVID, due to them having maintenance, but you don't really see that when you go to like Utah or Arizona. At least we haven't. It seems like, you know, when it's public land, it's free for all, whether it's, you know, 5 inches of snow or mud or anything like that, you can still camp there. But out here, seems like up the Pacific Northwest, there's a lot more restrictions. So, and a lot of the sites don't really say what's closed. It does say what's closed, but not a lot of the dispersed areas say that it's closed or anything like that. But we came back to our favorite spot on our trip. This was our spot, I believe, on the 3rd day after Usel Beach, and it's the riverfront that we're camping at again after driving around. And we just love this spot. It was comfortable, had a great night's sleep, nice location. It was warm, not very windy either. And so we decided to go back to this spot before we head back down to Vegas. And we're gonna enjoy this last bit of this journey and relax and eat good again.
Hey, skipping rocks on the river. Oh yeah, that's really cool. Ooh, that was a good one.
We are having spaghetti squash and baked potato. Ooh, it's hot. It's burning my finger off.
I'm ready.
But so we're gonna have first bite this time from
me? Oh,
Cherise.
well, okay.
So we gotta
Oops.
mix it all up.
I got sauce all over
Mix it
myself.
all up. Here we go. First bite.
Oh,
Hot. It was created right
another
there.
Dutch oven recipe.
Another Dutch oven.
Yep, that's good.
Oh yeah.
A homemade tomato sauce that I made in our handy dandy.
Ding, 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 ding.
Our handy dandy portable blender.
Yes.
And yeah.
Well, it's my turn now.
It's your turn.
And Ra's been in his bed this whole time. He's done with the outdoors.
Yeah.
He's been in here
I
sleeping.
smelled enough things.
He is ready. He is ready to pack it up and get home. 1, 2, 3, go. All right, guys. It is Saturday, May 1st. We are leaving our riverfront Trinity River spot that we truly love. I mean, to come back to the same spot says something about the place. It's just gorgeous. The best sleep. had the windows open in the tent, nice breeze coming through. It was fantastic. So now we are headed to Glass Beach and gonna be headed back, like I said, back to Vegas. We're supposed to, our plan was originally to get back on Sunday. So we're gonna still see if we can hold true to that plan. We're thinking about maybe looking at some spots in Yosemite, crossing over and then coming back down to Vegas. So we'll see. The adventure continues as always. This part of the journey is just we're winging it. We're kind of just we're going for it. Just like right now, as the gimbal is moving all over the place. But we're just winging it, and we'll see where the wind takes us. But it's gonna be a fun day indeed. Freeway. So coming up, going up the coast, we wanted to take this, but it was closed. But obviously it's open now, and we finally got to see the coast and drive down the coast. It was a perfect way to start wrapping up the trip, because this is what I personally wanted to see, because I've never taken the one all the way up. And now that it's open and it's a blue, sunny day, I mean, this is gorgeous. It's just absolutely amazing. I tried to get the drone up, but for some reason my remote wasn't connecting. But regardless, how can you be mad or stressed with a view like this? So we made it to Glass Beach. It's very interesting. Like, you can see in the rock glass, and it's all along here. So the little bit of history that I know about this is like a couple hundred years. I think back in like the 1900s, the workers and everything around here would dump trash into the ocean from cars, houses, bottles, and everything like that. So through all of those years of the ocean, you know, just wearing everything down, has turned out to be something pretty. So back then, you know, they weren't very save the wave conscious, but all this glass is made from hundreds of years of trash, like bottles and things like that have turned into smooth pieces. You'll see probably a lot of green, because, you know, back then bottles were green, or green or brown kind of colors, and you might see some blue and whatnot. But we're gonna go and just explore around. But it's gorgeous. And you have this little running water thing going on here. that was the end of our 12-day road trip up to Seattle. Actually 11. So we were going to camp one more night somewhere in Yosemite, but since it's the weekend and we don't know what this spot looks like, this camp spot that we look like, and we've been running into a lot of things being closed for seasonal purposes or just for COVID or whatnot. So we made the decision to just head back to Vegas today on day 11.
10-hour drive.
10-hour drive. It's a beautiful, sunny, blue day. So I said, why not? It's gorgeous today. So let's just head back to Vegas today so we don't have to worry about getting to a spot and it either being crowded or not being open and not really having a plan B after that. So we figured, let's shoot home. But thank you guys for joining us on this journey. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be posting a video on the pros and cons of rooftop camping, car camping, and regular tent camping. So stay tuned for that. But we hope you guys enjoyed this. Many, many more journeys to come. But we love you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting, liking. Like and subscribe on everything. And we'll see you guys soon.
Peace.
Peace.